Hi everyone, Sarah here. I have my first fall card to share with you guys today. I'm using stamps and dies from the Not2Shabby shop. I will have all the information down below with links to the shop. My coupon code is Sarah10 for 10% off your order. And don't forget to log in to collect your reward points. Once you have 100 points, you get a $5 gift certificate, and US orders over $60 ship for free. So, I had purchased some of the new Lawn Fawn under pre-order, so when they came in I just had to use them right away. And excuse my hands, they're a mess. This card was messy. First I'm just going to show you guys the Copic colors that I used. I just used these color combinations and that is it. That way everything matched throughout the card. I do have the process for coloring each of the characters. If the video is not too long, I will include it for you, just sped up. So for my browns, I used E39 and E29. The yellows was Y17 and YR04. And then the reds were E08 and E19. And the greens were YG95 and YG97. And then I did add in this light beige kind of stone color, and that's E40 and E43. So those are the colors. For the stamp sets that I used the Jump for Joy. Pretty much used one of each of these guys, the pile of leaves and then a couple of little leaves. And then the sentiments I also used. I have the dies for these, so it made it so much easier to cut them out and use them. Now on the front of the card I did add one sentiment from the Sunny Studio Woodsy Creatures, Happy Fall Y'all, just to put on the outside of the card. And then on the inside of the card, I used the stitched hillside pop-ups from Lawn Fawn, and also the leafy tree backdrop in the landscape. I used that one. And then I also used this stitched hillside die on the inside. And then on the outside, I used these stitched leaves that I had from last year. And then I did use just this Gina Marie die to get a medallion from the front of the card. Okay, so here it is. Super cute. I just went with the belly band. That's pretty much the way that most people have been showing these pop-out cards, just because they are already thick and detailed on the inside, and when you display them, you're going to display the inside of the card, so really you don't need to spend a lot of time decorating the outside. So I just picked some patterned paper that went with the fall colors and layered the two, wrapped them around to make a belly band. There's the Gina Marie die, the Happy Fall Y'all, and these are the stitched leaves. And these I just cut out of the extra watercolor paper that I had already colored, that I had left from doing the inside of the card, which I'll show you. But I added in some, like this one I added the brown, and this one I added the green, because pretty much all of them were orange. And there's one of the little squirrels. Today they're squirrels. So your belly band just slides right off. And then the inside of the card. Ta-da! Okay, let me see if I can, just gonna stand up so you guys can see it this way. Because basically it's gonna stand like this, but you guys can't see. So there's the inside. I have my stitched hillsides, all done with watercolor and distress ink. I followed it down here, and then also another stitched hillside in the back with the tree frame. There's some leaves tucked in the back, and then a pile of leaves here that the little hedgehog is jumping into, and my little squirrel over here. I did put some extra leaves in the trees, so it looks like they've all fallen out of the trees, and then I have my owl flying in the corner. And then on the bottom I just did Jump for Joy, Fall is Here, and then an extra little leaf. So it turned out super cute. They are pretty chunky, well, not like super chunky, but a lot in there, and then it's just gonna stand up to display on someone's desk, or sorry, not desk, wherever. Just a display for them. So it's super cute. And then again, belly band just slides like this to keep it closed. This is a great card. I have all the process for coloring, the watercolor paper, and how I put together all of these little frames and layers in here. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. If not, leave a comment, subscribe. Don't forget to head over to Jamie's shop and check out all the new and wonderful stamps that she has in stock right now. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Okay, so I want to create a background for my card. I have some distress inks, some Canson watercolor paper here. I'm taking the Stitched Hillside Pop-Ups die from Lawn Fawn, and what I've done is I've actually traced on here, which I think I did it the wrong way. No, I did it the right way. So I just laid it down here and traced my hillside, and then you can kind of see an impression from where the other one goes. So I just marked it in there, just so I know where the top of the hill is. And this is for a fall themed card, so I picked out some fall colors for my distress inks. I have Mowed Lawn, Fossilized Amber, ooh, Dried Marigold, Rusty Hinge, and Gathered Twigs. So basically some fall looking colors, just so I can get it to look like a ton of leaves. Okay, so I have each of these has their little ink blending on the bottom, and I have 3 tools that I can work with. So I want to color it first before I die cut it, and then I do have extra down here because I need a panel to finish off the end of the card. So I'm just going to continue down the page with a ton of different colors. So it's probably going to look like a hot mess. so I wanted to share the assembly part with you because it's a little more complicated than just slapping together an easy card. So I have a craft cardstock for the base of my card. I did pick this pattern paper as my sky, and I was just trying to go with what's going to look good with the distress, and I didn't want to do another layer of watercolor because I don't want it too thick. I think as it is, this is going to be a pretty thick card. So I just picked this kind of neutral, it's hard to tell, it just has I don't know, imperfections. So I have that as my card base. I did die cut the landscape leafy tree backdrop. So I die cut that just in a brown cardstock. And then I have all the pieces that I showed you earlier. So I have my pop-up hillside, I have the base to go down here, and then I also have this one to go in the background. So the first piece we want to put in is the pop-up hillside. So basically you want to fold and score the bottom edge, fold down your back mountain, and then back up again. So you have this little tab, fold this tab over and then again, and this tab over and again. Okay, so the first piece that we're going to glue is this bottom section here. So I'm using my Scotch Quick Dry, or is it tacky glue now? And I'm just going to put some glue down at the bottom here. Okay, and then you want to turn it upside down and fit it snugly into the fold of your card. So you want to make sure your card folds and just glue that piece down there. Okay, so then this is where it gets complicated because I want to put this down, but I also want to put my hillside border behind. But with this, I want the tabs of this one to go behind this hillside border. And I already double checked that it is going to fit behind. It's not going to affect the way that they move. So I don't need to glue this down just yet, but I need to glue these down. But I want to put this piece in here first so that when I do that, I'll still be able to glue my border around. So this is really crazy, but it's just the way I want it to look. I'm being very picky about this. So I'm going to put my frame in here. I'm going to lay these down flat. This one you want to push up so that it is folded, and then lay your flaps flat and lay this flap flat. And then you want to glue these little flaps in place. So I'm going to put glue on both of these. And the easiest way to do this is to just fold your card down on top of them. So I'm going to hold my frames and everything in place and fold it down and press. And then, ta-da! They are in there. Okay, so then I want to take these guys and slide, doing it straight up and down here so you guys can see this part, slide it in. So I'm going to slide it from this side. You have to put it on an angle. So it is going to slide right in there. And it did not come in at the right spot. So I'm going to have to trim this a little smaller. Not a big deal. Just going to trim that a little bit off. Need to replace my blade, so I have a little bit of fuzzies. Okay, so for this one, I am just going to use some double-sided tape. It's full of cat fur. My cat likes to sleep on my craft table when I'm not around. Alright, so again, we're just going to slide in behind and then I'm just going to carefully fold it and press. So there we go, my little stitched borders are behind there. And then we just need to glue this frame in place, which is also going to be a little bit of a stickler, but we'll get it done. Just going to take my glue like this. Oh, my hands are shaky today. Okay. And then this one, we can place it down flat like this. Oh, got a little bit of glue there. All right. So it was a little bit of work, but I got the look that I wanted to get out of it. So if you're looking down, you can see some stitched hillside in the back. Oh, and then I still need to glue this piece down here. And I think it's going to be a little bit big, so I'm going to have to trim it, but I'm going to trim it after I glue it down to the card. Okay, so just going to butt it up against here. Like that. Yeah, so there's some edge there I'll just have to trim off. But there's my card, and then I can take all my little characters that I have and decide where I want to place everything and get these guys all in here. All right.